Over the weekend, Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs held a closed practice. I believe it was on Sunday. And of course, we had multiple people in attendance to give us some insider scoop on what went on, who impressed, how the team is looking, which players you need to know about as we inch closer and closer to the 2024 season. That's what this video is all about. Just going to be breaking down some news, some notes, and other insider scoop that I've heard about the 2024 Georgia Bulldogs. As you know, it should be a special season. They've got Clemson in a little over 3 weeks now. So the season is here, and they had a closed practice on Sunday, which was open to family members and other sources that we have. So let's talk about it. Now, I know Dean already made a video probably this morning talking about maybe some similar stuff that he's hearing about the team, but we do talk to different people, and I just want to make sure I got some of my notes across the board. If you don't know who I am, Matt DeBerry, dogpost.com, been doing this for over 10 years now. I cover the recruiting, I cover the team, and one guy that we've heard about, because I'm going to just start on offense, right? That's more fun, is Roderick Robinson. I got a text from a source who was there on Sunday who said Zero is running all over the place. He is a 6'1", 235-pound running back. He's one of the best running backs to ever come out of San Diego, California. He flashed a little bit as a freshman last year. Dude's a bowling ball. He is so tough to bring down. He's all muscle. He is a big, powerful, chain-moving running back who rarely goes down with the first defender bringing him down on his own. I mean, this is a guy who bounces off defenders left and right, runs with balance, runs with power, and I had multiple people, but one specific source tell me that he was all over the place. He was running wild over the weekend during that closed practice, which I think was like a half scrimmage, half practice, but either way, there's a lot of Georgia Bulldogs right now standing out. Of course, we've heard a lot of buzz about Branson Robinson coming back. I think he's going to be almost 100% by the time Clemson runs around. So listen, these running backs are no joke. Kirby Smart even said it last week after practice. And there's a practice that went on earlier today. By the time you're watching this video, we should have more practice notes from that practice. I'm not exactly sure what our YouTube schedule is, but they had a practice today. But still, I'm talking about what happened over the weekend. But Branson Robinson is a guy I continue to hear about at tight end. I heard Oscar Delp caught multiple passes, 4 or 5 during the closed scrimmage. And it looks like he and Lawson Lucky are still number 1, number 2. Ben Urasek, coming in from Stanford, I think is going to play some this year. I mean, they brought him in for a reason. He's a talented kid who's made an impact already at the college level. This is his final year, but I was told that it was Oscar Delp, Lawson Lucky running with Carson Beck, Ben Urasek working with Gunnar Stockton, which is not a surprise. I mean, he's kind of the new guy still getting a feel for this offense and the chemistry with the rest of the players offensively and Mike Bobo's scheme. But Oscar Delp is getting better and better. He's becoming one of the faces of this team right now. And Lawson Lucky, I think, is going to make a pretty decent impact this year as well. Colby Young at wide receiver, I continue to hear good things about. But right now, it looks like it's Dylan Bell and Dominic Lovett show. Those are the top 2 guys. Colby Young fighting to make a name for himself and build chemistry and build the trust of Carson Beck. We know Dylan Bell already has it. We know Dom Lovett already has it. And he's still working that with Arian Smith too. But Colby Young is a guy that I really think could have a major impact on this offense due to his size, his ball skills, his ability to win in jump ball situations in the red zone. Legit 6'4", and a guy who can run after the catch. Dylan Bell could be one of the breakout wide receivers across college football. I think he's one of the more underrated receivers in the country. His ability to make a really tough catch in traffic, his ability to pick up yards after the catch, continue to hear good things. But I had one source tell me, who's on the team right now, he's a freshman. He said, or I was told that he said, Arian Smith is the fastest player he's ever seen. That was his first, kind of major talking point when I asked, who's standing out. I was told that this player said Arian Smith is the fastest player he's ever seen. Not only on the team, but fastest human. That guy is electric. We will see if Georgia continues to feed him the football the way they maybe should, or do it in a different way than they have last year. He's a big play machine. They've got to get him involved in the offense. But like we've said, and like Kirby Smart said, that's a deep group at wide receiver. There's a lot of talent, on the top end, and you've got guys like Arian Smith and Anthony Evans who are legit track stars, speedsters in this offense that are continuing to learn how to play wide receiver. You can't just be a track guy out there. You have to play wide receiver. You have to play the position. And those guys are starting to do that, I've been told. On the offensive line, Tate Ratledge is getting apparently getting some reps at center, which is not a surprise if Jared Wilson, God forbid something happens to him, who is, I'm assuming, the guy who will be the starting center. If he can't go, then you're talking about Tate Ratledge, a multi-year starter, experienced guy moving over to center. I'm going to talk about a few defenders in a second, but I have to, before I forget, got to plug collegefunds.com. That's where you can get this #1 Georgia Bulldog statue on the market. You're not going to find anything like this out there. You can get a discount today. Promo code DAWGPOST, DAWGPOST. All the information is in the description below in this video, but get yours today. He's going to look great on your front porch by the time Georgia plays Clemson. Get them now. They're selling fast. Get it today so you have it before the season. Promo code DAWGPOST when you order. Okay. Yeah, I continue to hear things about Ellis Robinson. I think had a really big-time play in this close scrimmage. I believe it was a big-time interception. I'm making sure my son goes to sleep. If you see me looking in the corner here, is he bouncing? Is he asleep? But we're good right now. And so is Justin Williams, a freshman linebacker I continue to hear a lot of good things about. He brings plenty of size, speed, muscular frame. He could be a multi-year starter down the road. Just a true freshman, but he was the #1 inside linebacker prospect in the country for that 2024 class. And I think he's going to play. We actually might see him against Clemson from what I'm hearing. But we're going to see a lot of Samal Munden, who's obviously a starter. C.J. Allen, Raylan Wilson, Jalen Walker. I mean, all those guys are reliable middle linebackers. He's not asleep yet. I hope he will be by the time this video ends. But Justin Williams is a big play machine at linebacker who can run and hit. And if he continues to get the playbook down like I'm hearing he's already doing a good job of, he's not going to pass those guys on the depth chart this year. But if one of those guys goes down, he's going to have an opportunity to see the field. And maybe in some of these games that are blowouts, which will happen. They've got a couple cupcakes. They've got, a Mississippi State on the roster, Florida. I mean, we could see a lot of backups in more games than we think down the stretch. And if these freshmen like KJ Bolden, Ellis Robinson, and Justin Williams at linebacker continue to impress week after week, we are going to see them this year, probably sooner than later. Dan Jackson, definitely not a freshman. He's been here forever, it seems like that. I say here, I don't live in Athens, but he's been in Athens and on the roster, it seems like forever. He is going to be tough to keep off the field, I think. I know he's got a lot of talented players who got to Georgia on scholarship right behind him, but he's an experienced veteran player who knows the defense and knows how to play beside Malachi Starks. And he can play the safety, he can play star. He's a versatile weapon. At cornerback, my guy Daniel Harris, who I've been telling y'all about all offseason, I think he is getting some reps with the ones opposite Dalen Everett. But Julian Humphrey is going to have to hold him off and a few others. I think they've got a lot of talent at cornerback. Now, they may not have a Kamari Lassiter this year. Kind of a dominant guy. He was so good. Kamari Lassiter was a dog, right? Not only from a leadership aspect, but his play as well. He was excellent in run defense on the perimeter, shedding a block and making a tackle on the ball carrier, but he could cover as well. So they've taken a slight drop there because I don't believe they've replaced Kamari Lassiter. But guys like Daniel Harris and Julian Humphrey, if they continue to develop, they're going to be just fine where they are. But Daniel Harris is a guy who I continue to hear is impressive. One of the bigger cornerbacks on the team. On the defensive line, guys are still emerging, but they've got to get it done. We continue to hear good things about, some of the freshmen, Joseph Jonah Ajanye being one of them. I think a lot of people are high on Nazir Johnson, who just got here this summer. But Nazir Stackhouse taking more of a role. I think Kristen Miller is glad that he did not, transfer away. I think he's here to make a statement this year. Michael Williams still has one of the leaders on the defense, right? On the edge. Play outside linebacker, could play inside. I mean, he's the guy who I think could take on that Trayvon Walker role of playing where you need to. He's the best or second best player on the field, depending on if Malachi Starks is on the field. But I keep hearing the offense should be clicking and the running game should be clicking. I heard Carson Beck was phenomenal. I continue to hear Gunnar Stockton continues to add weight. I was told that he still looks thicker than he even was before. He's got some muscle on those legs. He's a powerful runner. And the guy I think the staff is really high on. They like where they are at the backup quarterback spot. They feel comfortable with Gunnar Stockton. But there's a lot of people who really do think Carson Beck is bound for a massive season. And he's coming for the record books. He's coming for some of Stetson's single season records that he's got. So it is a special season. A lot of people around the program, a lot of sources inside the program think this could be another special season. They look good right now. That's all I'm hearing. They look really, really good. Thanks for watching. And stay tuned with all the latest news and updates over on Dog Post. You can read more about these insider scoop stories and videos over on the website. So make sure you're checking that out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the website.